Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and jelly babies. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XII. You are here with Morris, and in the last episode, we made our way across the second of the Sandsea areas, and we made our way to the tomb of Raithwall, so let's get in there. No security. Or is there? I've upgraded a few bits of equipment since this episode. And the last one. Nothing major, though. What was that thing? A contraption you'd find in all but the most rudimentary ancient ruin. One touch, and off you're whisked, you know not where. The finer points of their operation elude me, but they're handy all the same. What more need a sky pirate know? True enough, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna stick with controlling Vossler for the time being, because there's a couple of fights coming up, and it might be best to maybe be Vossler. This waystone won't work, so let's carry on. So this dungeon, I like this dungeon. And you're about to see why.
Fight or run? We better decide fast.
Well, I wouldn't worry, because I've already made the decision. That demon wall is exceptionally tough to fight at this point. I mean, it sort of used to be possible, but only if you went out of your way to get some amazing equipment early on. But here, just don't even try it.
The wall comes, we must be quick. Together we can bring it down.
This one, however, you cannot circumnavigate. So, we're just gonna put the old decoy gambit back on to Pinello there, just so Vossler takes up most of this in terms of its physical attacks. And I've put a little gambit on there to wake anybody from sleep as well. And it's interesting how if you read this in the guide, it says that you can assign alarm clocks to wake people, because that used to be the item that you used in this to actually, you know, bring people back from sleep. Which makes me think that when they were writing this guide, they pretty much just fucking Googled it, and that's what it said, because that was the old version. But there you go, I'm not going to hate too much. It's not the most reliable guide in the world, but there you go. Alright, so the trick with this battle... Well, let's take a look, shall we? The trick with this battle is that there are these torches lined up. And what we want to be doing is inspecting these torches, because they will either... Well, they will either completely stop the demon wall from advancing, or they will make it speed up. Now, I don't know which ones do which, so we're just going to kind of have to go for it. And hope. Right, that's the right one. So when the flame goes out, the wall stops, and that's what we want. That is the desired effect. So we definitely want Vossler taking the heat here. And I hate that decoy can miss. It's so frustrating. There we go. But this shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm just gonna back up a little bit. Just check where those torches actually are. This is, again, it's another kind of DPS race, really. Oh no, not Blindger. That's not what we want. Blindger tends not to miss. Alright, let's, this is allowed to go really well or really bad. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's fine. That's totally fine. The one thing about it is, if you hit one and it doesn't work, the opposite one will definitely work. As far as I know. Alright, you know what? Let's take off that decoy because it's wasting time. And let's put a gambit on for... Actually, you know what? Let's just wake up. Who's doing the most damage? Probably Vossler, so let's bring him back, shall we? Give him some eye drops. And I guess we'll take them off Bosch as well. Gotta be really careful here. I don't want to. I don't want to hit the wrong people. Balthier is cast into the void. My goodness. Well, that's fine because we can always bring out somebody else. So that's its kind of its big attack. Is it will just basically throw people into nowhere, and I think it's the only enemy that does that. It's the only enemy that I remember doing that. Anyway, take that off. Oh god. Oh god. Not now. Not like this. God, I always lose where items are. Oh, they're down there. How much? Yeah, we still got a bit of space. Oh no, I missed. Oh god damn it, I missed the torch. Well, we should be fine, I think. I don't think we even need another one, honestly. We're getting a little close to the door. So if we could hurry up, that'd be bloody fantastic, actually. Okay, this is either gonna be... Okay, that's the one we wanted. Good. There we go. I got a little bit worried at the end there, but that's fine. I need to buy some more items. I think I'm in a really bad habit when it comes to items, because I'm one of those people that doesn't like to use them, because let's face it, who likes to use items? But, you know, again, in the old version, you didn't really have to. You didn't have to rely on items. So, I think I'm still in that frame of mind, really. Which is wrong, gosh dang it. So yeah, that was one demon wall. So imagine what the tougher one would have been like. We really got pushed back quite far there. Pretty funny, if we bring Balthier back, you can see there, he's in the X zone next to his health there. Doesn't even make any sense. Alright, well, rather than try and bring him back from the X zone, we'll push on.
Incredible. It wounds me to look on as they pillage so solemn a place.
Yet without help, you and I are as nothing. Is this not so? He thinks ever and always on his own profit. Assure him of it and he shall remain true to our cause.
I do not share your Majesty's trust.
We will continue this later. Now we should concern ourselves with finding the Dawn Shard. It sleeps in waiting, somewhere deep within.
How can you be certain?
I can hear its call.
always thought that was pretty funny. Like, he's supposed to be in the X zone, but he was clearly in that cutscene. And apparently now he's back. Alright. Well, we can heal up all our horrific status effects, because Vossler is about to die. So we should probably heal that up. Yeah, there he goes. Take the map real quick. And we can use this waystone to get back to the start. I do really like Ash just as a character. She's supposed to be 19 years old, but she comes across as somebody, you know, much older with much more authority. I don't know how old the actress was when she did the role, but you know, it comes across very authoritative. It's good. She puts everybody in their place, definitely. Alright, everybody's nice and healed. Let's just fix these gambits real quick. Don't want to be handing out the cures. Wait, no, we'll keep that on, take that off, right? Think that should be fine. We'll stick with this party for now because these are a lower level. That's the only save crystal in this place, so we might abuse it a little bit. But yeah, this guide is not always the most accurate thing in the world. It contradicts itself sometimes. I mean, I've used it to look up, you know, where particular enemies are sometimes, and it's said, yeah, you can find details about this particular enemy on page such and such. And then you go to that page and it's just not there, and you just gotta kind of find it manually, which is a bit of a shame. When you're getting down to the specifics, you want to know that it's, you know, going to be accurate. But I guess just look it up online. What else is there to do? As far as chests go in this place, there's a few things that we're going to want to pick up. But the majority of the, you know, the set chests in this game, in this dungeon, sorry, they're in the final area, so they're not necessarily missable. But there's a couple that are, and one specifically really useful one, so. And nothing much in the way of enemies around here. Actually, do I have Protect? Can anybody cast Protect? I don't even know if I bought it. I don't think I have. Oh no, yeah, I have. It's there, right. I think we'll have a bit of Protect. Because it's always good to have Protect cast on the person that you're controlling. Just because if you're controlling them, then the enemies will see them first. So that initial attack, you know, you're always kind of nullifying a bit of damage. I'm sure all this stuff sounds incredibly obvious to you all. You'll already know this. Alright, let's not drag anybody into this that doesn't need to be. Alright, Dispel. That is the one. Dispel is the spell. So what Dispel does, in case you don't know, is Dispel gets rid of all the status effects, well, the positive status effects, the buffs on characters and enemies. So when you're fighting bosses, for example, am I going the right way? We'll go in the other door. When you're fighting bosses, for example, and they've got things that, you know, some enemies have things like Protect, Shell, Haste, Bravery, Faith. They've got like every buff imaginable on them. And it's just not a good idea to try and fight them raw and just go in and hope that you can break through that defense, because it's not worth it. You cast Dispel and all that just disappears. And even if, and some enemies will, you know, they'll have a spell of like, you know, Greater Barrier, some of them are called, or I can't even remember the offensive ones, but they've got spells which bring back multiple buffs back to them. And even if they do that over and over again, it still wastes a bit of time, you know? So they have to cast it. And then you can just dispel it again. And some enemies you can kind of trap in that loop because they'll constantly be... Their AI will just tell them to constantly buff themselves if they're not already. So it's worth. Alright, this could get a little rough. Because enemies in this area can really crowd you down. So I think this is a new enemy type. I don't think we've seen these. It won't be the last time we'll see him. But they're pretty weird looking. They got two heads and one side has a sword in its head. I didn't even realize that. I don't think I've ever noticed that detail. It's a sword sticking out of its head. I don't really know how their AI works. They tend to stick to spells, but I don't know whether it's to do with which side is facing you or not. I don't know. Probably has nothing to do with it, honestly. That's just the way I like to justify it. Oh yeah, everybody's leveling up at the same time. That's good. So yeah, the reason I came in this door instead of go to the other one, there's sort of it's not a maze really, but it's just a sort of pathway through to the final area. I tend to go the long way around just to get XP and just to get, you know, a few more items and etc. etc. Can you get rid of poison? Yes. Oh, it's so much nicer now that we can just do this stuff. Rather than having to use items for every little thing. So yeah, I just think there's no excuse really not to go the long way around here. For that exact reason that you just saw there. Nice, flame staff. I didn't even know you could get that here. It's a shame no one is gonna use it. Black magic is such a strange one in this game. Because I don't... God dang it. I don't really use it that much. But maybe that's just me not taking advantage of it. I think magic is such a tricky one. I have a real aversion to it in all games. I very rarely play the mage. I don't know what it is about it. Because you'd think that a mage would always be cooler than like a fighter or a thief, but... I'm using archetypes, by the way. Obviously it varies from game to game, but I don't know, I just always shied away from it. I think I probably just had negative experiences with it in the past. I think I tried it in the first time I probably really tried it was Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Tried to be a mage character, but honestly, the leveling system in that game is just so broken that whatever you be, it doesn't really work. Didn't stop me recently buying the Game of the Year edition from on Steam. It's still fucking hilarious, that game, and it's a lot of fun. It's just when you start leveling up, and the game kind of, I don't know, it doesn't stay balanced unless you level up in exactly the right way. And it just kind of becomes boring when all you're thinking about is, I've got to make sure I do this, otherwise I'm going to level up in the wrong way, and I'm going to waste points doing this and that, and ugh. It's like, I don't want to have to think... Leveling up, I don't really want to have to think about. I don't mind it happening, but I don't want to concentrate on it. I don't want it to become like a management thing, you know? Otherwise it just gets boring. Alright, I'm trying to keep a sly eye out for chests. But like I say, there's nothing, nothing major, nothing we can't buy, really. Alright. A luminous crimson jewel is set in the pedestal. Touch it. Touch it, Vossler. Alright, so these fights can be pretty rough if you don't concentrate damage. Just having 3 enemies spawn in on you, but they're not massively tough. The other one spawns wraiths, and they are way tougher. Oh, I hate that. I hate it when an enemy gets a spell off just before it dies. So it's the enemy is dead, but it's still attacking you. It's final revenge. So yeah, all we're really doing here is just opening up the way to the depths of this tomb to find the treasure within. Nothing massively complicated. But I do like how these dungeons are designed. I mean, you might say having a teleport thing is a bit lazy, but dungeons are always kind of designed in a loop. Like if you play Skyrim, sorry, I'm just thinking about the Elder Scrolls now, but if you play Skyrim, you go through a dungeon for like half an hour, and then you get to the end, you kill like the final toughest enemy in the dungeon, and then you'll find like a lever, and it'll just open a door, and it's like, oh, that passageway was there the whole time, was it? Just this door in the mountain that I could have, if I'd known about it, I could have just walked in. It's like, in reality, I could have just broken this door down from the outside. Whatever, I guess. And you always know it's going to happen as well. Alright, so I think there's another chest down here. Vanish! Now, I don't know why you'd ever need Vanish. Right, which way am I going here? Other door again, I think. Can anyone cast Vanish just off the on the fly? Penello? Sounds like something you'd be into. Possibly not. I don't know what magic it actually falls under. Let's check, actually. Abilities, I think it's up there, isn't it? Where is that? Can you see it? Time. It's time magic. Render one ally invisible. Now, does that just mean that you don't... like, the enemies just can't target that particular character? But can that character still attack and do everything? I don't think I've ever used it. I don't know what tactical advantage Vanish brings. You'd think in a fight, yeah, it'd be great, but within the rules of Final Fantasy, I don't specifically know what it actually does. Maybe this playthrough we'll try it out and see what happens. We don't actually have anyone that can use time magic yet, but maybe in the future. Definitely in the future. We're actually doing pretty good for health and stuff. Thought I might have to make another trip outside, but there is a boss at the end of this, so we will be doing that. Ready's self-destruct. Now that's a very tricky ability. Not so much at this point, but self-destruct is an ability that a lot of the bomb enemies tend to use when they get low on health. And self-destruct will trigger other bombs in the area, so if you're surrounded by like 5 or 6, which does happen, and one uses self-destruct, then they all gonna self-destruct. And there is pretty much nothing you can do about it. Just gotta take the hit. Hey, don't you attack our mage. Ah, she's actually pretty good on the defense. Wow, Bosch has so much health. Holy crap. I didn't even realize. Maybe I should be controlling him. Actually, I should be controlling him, shouldn't I? Alright, let's switch that around. This is why I buy these specific gambits. A lot of them I don't really care for. But these ones, just being able to target specific people. I feel like that just gives you a lot of variety. A lot of options just by simply being able to target specific people. Oh, hello. Oh, don't disappear. God dang it. I hate the fact that they disappear all the time. Please, this is the main enemy right now. God, oil, really? That could be a problem. Oil doesn't wear off, I don't think. Really? Come on, stop making us feel bad. You're level 20, for God's sake. We're trying to catch up. Don't worry, Penelo. She ain't doing much damage now, but she will. T-rust me. Oh, Blizzard, thank God. Don't cast fire on us, please. A lambent hat. I think I'm already wearing that. Yep, that's what I bought for her. Although I can put one on Ash. Eventually. No, because this should be, yeah, it's Mystic Armor. Cool. Alright, where is it? Down there? I'd say that was worth it, to be honest. Trying to keep everybody up to the same pace as everybody else. That ought to do it. Still got the golden amulet on Penelo just to get those tasty licenses, of which I need many, like Dispel. Anything else? I feel like it's essential that she can do everything. She even has a quickening there. All right, that should do it. Yeah. Oh wait, no, charge. We need charge. Actually, charge is not as essential as it used to be. It just refills. Well, not necessarily, but it gives you a little bit more MP if you charge up. But it can miss, and if it misses, then all your MP goes away. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, which tends to fail more often than it should, in my opinion. Don't blind me. Oh, thank God. But because of all the licenses which give you MP back from, you know, killing enemies and hitting enemies and whatever, like I talked about, it's not as essential as it used to be. Oh, really? Christ almighty. Holy shit. So yeah, that's why you don't want to get oiled up. Good God. Alright, well that's not that much of a problem. Always bring the character back that actually knows the spell to raise people. We'll just stand here and cure ourselves for a little while, shall we? But hey, at least we don't have any... Oh, we're still oiled up. Oil doesn't even go away when you die. I didn't know that. Holy shit. God, I died. My rotting corpse is still oiled up. That's not something I thought I'd ever say. Alright, well, we're gonna get that sorted as soon as we can. Could be a bit of an issue very shortly. Wow, they really, really like Pinello, don't they? So yeah, this is another version of the cockatrice enemy, now called Lesser Chimeras. And they have the variation in design, there's a little bit, but it's the same enemy. Very little difference in sort of moveset. I mean, I feel like something like a skeleton, you can kind of forgive a little bit more. Because, like, yeah, whatever, there's skeletons everywhere. I can believe that. God, these chests. You can see why I wanted to come this way. You see why the XP gain is just... absolutely worth it. The money, however, not so great. Alright, everybody is level 16 now, so I might just switch out the party. Also, this oil shit is really bothering me. Oh, I got a handkerchief. Oh, nice. Well... it won't be bothering me as much. Alright, I'll kill this one last enemy, I guess. God, ghosts? As if ghosts can combo. Come on. What world am I living in where ghosts can combo you? Alright, who's got the most health? Wow, Ash is rocking it. Yeah, get those combos going, dude. Picked up another hanky. Wow, I'm getting no items from this stuff. Seems to be the story of this playthrough, honestly. Alright, let's hope this works out. This one is way tougher. Because of these guys. Who can all cast oil and can all cast fire. And it's a real problem if you don't just get rid of them. And oil is such a frustrating spell because it just hits everybody. It's not like they needed a level 2 version to hit everybody. Alright. With only one left, shouldn't be a problem. Brill! Alright. Ash, I appreciate your dedication, but you don't actually need to do that. Alright, we'll head back to the beginning. Give it a cheeky heal with the crystal. And maybe a cheeky save, not because I need to, but because I'm paranoid. And then we'll go fight the boss, shall we? And, you know, thinking about Oblivion, actually. I was talking about, you see these dungeons are a little bit, they're getting a little bit longer, a little bit tougher, a little bit more going on. You know, they're kind of developing a little bit more, and it's fun to kind of explore them and find new items and you know, explore every pathway that you can. You know, and I was thinking, the worst thing in an RPG, really, especially one where you're required to do a fair bit of dungeon crawling, is having them all just look the same, or at least be made up of the same properties, you know? The worst thing is, it's fine having 100 places, 200 places to explore, but if they all look the same, then what's the point? It's not gonna be very interesting for me, is it, to go and visit each one, so...
Fog? Underground?
Not fog. Mist.
You can see the mist with your eyes?
Where it is thick enough, you may. The nether runs deep in this place.
So, is the mist dangerous?
Yes, but it is also an aid. A dense mist allows the working of powerful magics.
I'll keep that in mind. Can't count on Vaughn to keep track of these things. That's for sure.
Alright, no need to throw shade on Vaughn. He's standing right there. Alright. So yeah, this is the first area where mist is a thing. And although being visually quite nice, it also serves a gameplay purpose as well, because your MP, as we've said, recharges just by running around, but if you're in an area with very dense mist, it recharges way, way, way quicker just by running around. And am I going the long way? Yes, I am. Great. We need to switch this party out. In fact, I might need to do a bit of setup here. We'll go downstairs first. So yeah, what I think I mentioned before, how, you know, controlling a mage in a boss fight is pretty good way to handle it, because you just get that bit of MP back. Well, in an area with a lot of mist, you're gonna get a lot of MP back. Which is way more useful. Right, that blood sword. Ooh, now then, can we even get it? Because I think, yeah, it's all the way down there. We can't even get that. That's a shame. I wish I'd remembered that from last time. I remember having the same problem, because that would be awesome to have in this. Oh god, attack power up to 38. Yeah, that'd be. That is a shame. Wait. I'm sure there's more than that around here. Don't want to accidentally trigger the fight. Alright, and what do we got behind chest number 2, or in chest number 2? Tough Phoenix down. Well, that might also be useful. Alright, well, I'm gonna need to change my gambits up here a little bit, so if you'll excuse me 1 second. Okay, so I'll switch things around a bit. I think we'll go in, well, we'll go in controlling Pinello, actually. Bosch is gonna be the decoy. God, that does not last long. Set up a few gambits to do with throwing out handkerchiefs, of which we have not that many. I should have bought some while I was outside, but we should be fine, hopefully. And hopefully it should be a one-party boss. I don't really want to have to switch people out, otherwise it could be a problem. Now this guy always gave me a little bit of trouble, to be honest. Whenever I've ever fought him, always just, it seems way simpler than it actually is. But he's always just gets that edge just right when you don't want him to. So I've set Bosch up so he's the decoy, more health, etc, etc. Also it seems like Elias really hates mages, so Canelo could be in trouble. I've set up Gambit so we only get cured when we're a little bit lower on health than normal. Because I just don't want this to take as long as it might. Wait. Tell me I changed the spell. I didn't change the spell because I'm an idiot. Great. Well, that's just fine, I guess. Right, as long as that hits everyone, we're all good. And here it is, folks. This is the spell. All these enemy types have them. It's big and it does a lot of damage. And it might inflict oil, and it did. That's bad. Handkerchief Gambit, go! Alright, we're okay. We're okay again. Now, this is what Dispel is for, because now that it's got Protect and Shell on, just get rid of that shit straight away. Last thing we want is to prolong a fight. And if I just keep running around, my MP will come back a little bit quicker than usual. Alright, we're getting there, we're getting there. We're grinding him down. Every little helps. Now he's on HP critical, so it's going to take even longer. Alright, we're doing well, we're doing well. See what I mean about these spells though, it's his most powerful attack, but it comes out in 1 second flat. There's nothing you can really do to prepare for it, you've just got to kind of keep yourself... Oh my goodness. You just got to keep yourself constantly topped up. Which is really quite frustrating. Alright, let's... I need to bring Penelo back. Actually. The thing about Cura is, yeah, it hits everyone, but it's who do you want it to hit first? You know? There, we did it. You obtain the Esper Belias the Gigas, or the Gigas.
In vain glory they arose, shouting challenges at the gods, but prevail they did not. Their doom it was to walk the mist until time's end. A legend of the Nemo.
My family tells a story of the Dynast King and an Esper. The story goes that in his youth, the Dynast King defeated a mighty Gigas, for which the gods took heed of him. Thereafter, it was ever bound to him in thraldom.
So, all this time it's been here guarding the Dynast King's treasure?
Not so. The Esper is the Dynast King's treasure.
That's your treasure?
In this Esper we now command rests a power whose worth is beyond any measure.
Is that so? Call me old-fashioned, but I was hoping for a treasure whose worth we could measure.
just made it out of that. Shades of Black. That's a pretty interesting ability. The fact that they hide it here in the boss room is a bit of a troll, but... Basically cast one random black magic on an enemy, but you don't know which it's going to be, so it might be the most powerful black magic ever. Or it might be ice. You just don't know. Alright, I think we're good. See what I mean about that boss? It was going really well until right at the end there. Right when you think you've won. It just wipes your party out in 1 second. And this is the, hey, you defeated the dungeon, so just relax a little bit, music.
What's wrong?
Your Majesty, we must go.
What? You will be avenged.
You obtain the Dawn Shard, which is an item that we can equip. Magic resist 20, but reduces MP to 0. So again, it's got its ups and downs, but it's alright for a character that, you know, doesn't actually use spells. More than viable to actually equip that now. Anyway, that is the Tomb of Raithwall, ladies and gentlemen. So now we can head straight back to the entrance. That demon wall, that second demon wall, will have to wait. Fortunately for us, you don't actually have to beat it. Alrighty, and we're back. I am going to pause it for now, guys, but thank you very much for watching this episode of Final Fantasy XII, and I do hope to see you all in the next part, guys. I'll see you in a bit. See you later.